Alright.
Cool.
Well, without further delay, let's get into this game and see which one of these players is actually going to directly advance to the finals.
Yep.
Offline finals.
Yeah, the offline finals, which of course is the 1st of June in The Hague in the Netherlands. It's actually an anime convention. DSCL is free. The anime convention is not, so don't try and force your way in there. They will chuck you out.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been to that anime convention quite a few times now, and they're mostly nice people. But you know, rules is rules, and they have to be kind of strict because it's in the middle of The Hague, which is literally surrounded by office buildings by Interpol and international embassies. So rules are rules, and they have to abide by them. They even had like new rules that you can't be like outside swinging your prop guns around and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they won't like it if you're a cosplayer.
Yeah, a lot of countries in are following that rule now of like no replica guns because just there's so many kind of mistakes can be made. So it's like if you have a gun, we'll just assume it's real. Especially all those really nerdy guys who properly go into the cosplay, so they actually recreate like guns so they look exactly the same.
Yeah, I do respect people making realistic props, but still, it's not always the best choice to make. Speaking of the nerdy guys thing, I actually noticed that the majority of attendees of Dutch anime cons these days is female, which I think is kind of cool because it used to be this whole stereotype about nerdy anime guys.
The nerdy anime nerd, the otaku nerd, yeah.
Exactly. So that seems to be sort of shifting these days. Also, the winner of the free seat that has been that we were going to give away from Twitter is actually Ferry van de Pol, aka @DarkOmicron, who was a contender himself in the tournament. I don't think he got far enough to qualify. I'm not quite sure. In case he does qualify, he can probably just give it away to someone else to have a nice seat at the finals.
Yep. So congratulations to DarkOmicron. Yeah, I remember I have casted a few games of his as well. He's another good player, but I'm not sure he qualified for the LAN finals. Don't quote me on that. Of course, check out on the website at StarCraftLeague.nl. That's where all the brackets are. So if you missed anything or you want to get updated on who's playing and what, get on the website, check the bracket out.
Yeah, so you won the ticket /sheet / whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, while we're getting at it in this game, we see that Sjaak has meanwhile opted for the Forge in-base expand, another interesting flavor of fast Protoss expand, which I think found its heritage in South Korea, and was then imported by players such as Naniwa and Groby.
Yeah, and it's a Forge fast expand, but it counters the early pool like really hard. So if they try and like do a 6 pool or a 7 pool to try and counter your Forge fast expand, like an in-base Forge will just crush them.
Yeah, I think that's really clever because even though it's so huge and you wouldn't expect it, this is actually a pretty decent 6-pull map for CVP because you can just send one overlord one way and then cross scout with the drone. I mean, send a drone the other way and then send your links to the center of the map. And depending on what you scout, you can send in either way.
And it is a great early pool map simply because it's so big. People go, oh well, they won't all in me, so you just throw down an early pool and prove them wrong. And I've seen many a Zerg player get a good win on this map.
Yeah, exactly. So Sjaak is now finishing off his wall off. Already got the photon cannon up, so this overlord is going to get chased away. Same goes for the Zergling. So he will be able to deny most of the scouting here.
Yeah, no confirmation of that expansion from the Zerg player, but I'm sure he assumes it's there because of the way that the cannon is down there. Only two probes among the gases. I wonder if this is. I'm just going to trust that this is intentional, not a slip up, and we're going to see some really kind of in-depth play from him trying to get that mothership core out without having too much gas overflowing.
Yeah, well, his options are literally just wide open, even though he's already committed to upgrading +1. So we might see another cool Zealot timing attack or Stalker timing attack, maybe Immortal Sentry all in, which is, I don't think, quite as rare with +1. I mean, just as common with +1. You see Lynx once again poking up the ramp to see what's going on. Won't spot a whole lot. Probe just holding his guard and looking at the Zerg. Early link speed, and there goes the double Evo chamber.
Yeah, double Evo has gone down. So, Mutalisks, most likely. Especially because of this map, I don't want to like throw it out there and just completely commit to it, but Mutalisks are really good on this map because of the size and because of the dead space and the ability to hop from that third base straight into the main.
Yeah, it's of course the first instinctual thing you think when you hear people say muteless when people go for double Evo chambers, like what? How could you be going muteless? Because going for the double ups like you just see will actually significantly delay the actual muteless. So yeah.
It will, but the link support is so crucial to keep those upgrades going.
Of course, and of course this is also better in the long run because unlike one of the earlier games we saw, this allows the Zerg to transition into a different ground-based army rather than be committed to fully upgrading, just this air and just commit fully to that.
Yeah, which we saw in that Storm melee game right at the start of the night. He just went all out for Mutalist, didn't get his Zergling upgrades, and he was pigeonholed into just making Mutas then, and all he could do in response to the Phoenixes was try to make more Mutas, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's pretty obvious what Sjaak is going to do at this point. He's just warped in 4 gateways and he's got another 2. So he's got a fancy little 7 gate coming up. He warps in a pylon at the front, right at the exact same time, which is really nice for him, holding off this early link pressure here. And yeah, he's got several proxy pylons out on the map, so this is going to be a complete 7 gate all-in with Mothership Core support.
Yeah, it is, and he wants to guarantee this works. Loads of proxy pylons just to make sure 100% he can do this. 4th proxy pylon going down now, and our Zerg player Jonah has got to have the alarm bells ringing, trying to shut this down.
Oh yeah, he's gonna spot the proxy pylons now. Oh, Zealot's actually getting surrounded, which is absolutely huge because he needs to... Whoa, Link's actually pulling back. Okay, I guess the +1 Zealots were just too good for him to handle at this point, but yeah, now we got the full brunt of the Protoss Warpins coming in, +1 armor also being researched. This is just a classic 7 gate, really in every single way. Important to note is that, like the previous game, Jona did not get a Roach War and is opting for straight up Link play against this,
and infestation pit as well.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to end too well because Sjaak is going to warp in and he's going to go and he's got a whole lot of Zealots there. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's almost 1 Zealot for every 2 Links, and even though the Links have +1/1 now, like the +1 of the Zealots is just going to destroy these Links. 3 Spines are going to help out, but I mean, those Zealots just aren't dying.
Yeah, this is, he's just slicing through its defense like hot butter, and Jona, without the proper tech and without the proper unit types in his army, he's just gonna straight up lose this game.
Yeah, he is. Like, all of the Zerglings have gone down now, the Queens have gone down, the Spines have gone down. He's trying to morph in Desperation Spines, but he just hasn't got anything to do with this.
This is so unique to see a Link. I think I mentioned at the start that Jona likes to play heavy Link style, but this is really the extreme version of playing a heavy Link style where you just completely skip roaches and just try to maintain, map control with heavy links, and then, well, Sjaak just counters this perfectly with this heavy Zealot aggression.
Yeah, and it was heavy Zealot. There were a lot of Zealots being warped in there.
He didn't warp in a single Stalker. Like, literally, he made 2 Stalkers out of gateways, but not out of warp gates.
Yeah, and those 2 died, so it was like, you know what, screw Stalkers, don't need them. Zealots, go! And, I mean, the Zerg is going to die here, Jona's going to die, but there's a double Stargate coming out from Sjaak just in case this fails.
Yeah, okay. Jona, this is actually a bit of a compliment, I think, and GG from him, leaves the game, and this means I think we're going to see Sjaak at the offline finals.
Yep, Sjaak, congratulations to him, he's going to be at the offline